And behold, Yah said, behold, I make a covenant that I will not change this people to become an alien people. Nevertheless, from thee shall proceed a multitude of the righteous. And with all thy people will I do wondrous things. In the time when they go into captivity beyond the rivers of Babel, for I will bring them up from thence, and make them dwell from within the river Sambation. And like wonders shall not be created among all the inhabitants of the earth, nor among any nation. And all the people among whom thou wilt dwell shall see in the day that the work of Yah, for terrible is the thing that I will do with thee. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out from before thee the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, the Yebusi, and take heed to thee lest thou strike covenants with the inhabitants of that land into which thou art to enter, that it may not be a stumbling block unto thee. But thou shalt rather destroy their high places and break their statues and cut down their groves. For it is not lawful for thee to worship other gods. For Yah is zealous and avengeful. His name is Allah, the zealous and the avenger, lest thou strike covenant with the dwellers in the land, and they draw thee astray after their idols. And they sacrifice to their idols, and invite thee, and thou eat of the sacrifice of their idols. And thou take their daughters for thy sons, and when their daughters wander after their idols, they make thy sons also go astray after their idols. Molten gods you shall not make to you. You shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened cakes, as I have commanded thee in the time of the month Abiba. For in the month of Abiba you came out free from Mitzrayim. Whatever openeth the womb is mine. Of all the cattle thou art to consecrate the males, of oxen and of sheep. But the firstling of an ass thou mayest redeem with the lamb. But if thou redeem him not, thou shalt cut him off with the blade. And each firstborn of thy sons thou must redeem, and they shall not appear before me empty. 6 days thou work, and in the 7th day have rest. In plowing time and in harvest thou shalt rest. The feast of weeks also shalt thou make to thee in the time of the first of the wheat harvest, in the spring, and in the feast of ingathering at the conclusion of the year, or the conclusion of the harvest year. 3 times in the year shall all thy males appear before the Master of the world, Yah, Allah of Israel. For I will drive out the nations from before thee, and enlarge thy borders, and no man shall covet thy land at the time of thy going up to appear before Yah, thy Allah, thrice in the year. You shall not sacrifice the victim of my Passover before you have done away with leaven, nor suffer the fat of the paschal sacrifice to remain about the altar till morning. The best of the first fruits of your land ye shall bring to the sanctuary of Yah your Allah. You are not allowed to boil or to eat flesh and milk mixed together, lest my pleasure be kindled against you, and the fruit of your trees and the grapes of your branches and their leaves be laid waste together. And Yah said, write thou these words, for upon the expression of these words have I stricken my covenant with thee and with the people of Israel. I followed these instructions. to the letter. Before me, you see the tablets I broke. I carried these tablets for 2 years. I broke them, and I glued it back together. So I had to remake them now in stone, and I've cut them. And before you ask, what do these tablets mean? Because I know you're asking. This says, Yosef Abayar Sheves, or Yosef for his tribe. And these are the names of the 12 sons of Yasharel. These tablets mean that before me in this land, one day, all the tribes will be together and present in this land. And I carry these tablets. So for those of you who come, you will find me with these. For those who wish to come and learn the law, all who wish to learn the law, welcome. But for now, it's the time of purification, purging. Every man must decide for himself. Because if Daniel, Job, or Noah were in this time, neither of them could save neither son nor daughter. So every person is going to have to make this decision for themselves. I'd like to take this time to wish you all the best. Put your idols aside. The New Testament, throw it far from you. Put all your beliefs aside and come ready to learn. This is a fresh start and a new beginning. For those who receive this message, feel free to pass it on. Even if you wish to just mock it and mock me, that's fine too. I just want the message to be heard and to be said. That Yah did not forsake us. For we have returned to the land as the Itzlakim, who keep all the laws, all, with no additions. We do it as written, as commanded, and this is our covenant to keep, and we will keep it at all costs. Good night.